Got my compost materials here from our cooking class party. And then here's stuff that I've been collecting over the last few days. This is my eggshells, banana peels, carrots, apple core, all that goodness. Now I put my compost on the side of the house. You want to keep it away from your home because bugs sometimes do come over there and gather. And initially when you're throwing this stuff in there, it could smell a little bit, but it doesn't smell after a few minutes after you put stuff on it and you layer it up. So let me show you. You need a few components to create a compost, but it's really simple. Honestly, guys, so many times people have asked me, how do you make a compost pile? This tub here actually was given to us by the city because it was $5. You just ask, they dump it off actually in front of your house when they pick up your trash, and they deliver it there for you. It's awesome. They actually even drill holes here in the sides to let it breathe, because you kind of need air to kind of circulate in there. It's not breathing, but you kind of need air circulating in there to get it to kind of break down. I've got several piles. It's important to have a few different piles. I keep them ready in bags, ready to go, so that we can actually, when you need to layer it and put something else on top, which is what you need to do, you've got it ready. So right here, my first layer, I bought some manure, the odorless kind. I actually have odorless manure, which I have a story for this, because one time I bought manure that wasn't odorless, and I got it from the store, and I was walking around and I was carrying around. I got so many people telling me, what in the world is that smell? And I had to admit it was me with my stinky bag of manure. It was embarrassing. But here, what we're gonna do, you might wanna come on and get a little closer here. I'm gonna layer it up. I'm gonna put a nice layer, about 6 inches on the bottom. The next layer I'm gonna put on is my shredded paper. Again, this is way cool because you go through and you wanna get rid of bills and you wanna get rid of old statements that you don't wanna, someone to read your private stuff. So you wanna go ahead and just shred it up at your house, put it in a sack like this, seal it up, and then you're ready to go. I've actually got a couple of these. And this is great compostable material. And it's free. So far we've only spent $5 in this container and $3 for our bag of manure. And then the paper is free, and then now I'm gonna put some leaves in again. It actually smells like rosemary. See, when you're composting and you're cooking, your nose is really in tune to a lot of smells. It doesn't stink. People say compost stinks and their backyard's gonna smell. Honestly, it's not. That's a lie. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add our compostable, our stuff, pretty much produce. You can add, like I said, I have some banana peels. I've got old pieces of cauliflower in here. Eggshells, again, you wanna crunch those up. They'll break down a whole lot faster. Anything produce, and anything produce pretty much. You can't put any dairy. You don't want to put any meat products in here. The only thing you can add is, like I said, the eggshells. And actually I'm gonna sprinkle that in there. Got it? Got some leaves. If you ever trim out your plants and pull out the dead leaves off your plants, that's perfect, throw it in there. You don't want to throw weeds, because obviously weeds are gonna sprout in there. This is our compost from class. The next thing, I'm gonna take one more layer of leaves. Grass clippings are awesome. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now. You have to catch your neighbor mowing the lawn, run over there, give them a big black sack, and ask them to put their grass clippings in there. I just don't have any right now. So I'm just gonna put one more layer on top, and we're good to go. That's it. Then I probably come out here every 2 or 3 days with my little bucket. I keep this bucket right here underneath the sink with a lid, a sealable lid. You don't want little critters hanging out underneath your sink. So far, so good. Haven't had anything like that. And what you want to do is you want to fill it up. As soon as it's filled, you're going to go ahead and dump it out here and then put a layer of either paper or your leaves on top. About once a week, you want to flip it. You want to take your tool and you want to go in there and flip it around and then add maybe a little water. Watering is another problem that can happen when you're creating your compost, because if you overwater, it's going to be really soggy and then it will smell. So you don't, especially with the lid on. So you don't want to overwater it, but underwatering will not allow all the pieces in there to break down. So it's really careful. You want to, when you're looking at your dirt in there and you're mixing it up, you want it to be slightly moist, kind of like potting soil. So this here is ready. All you've got to do, and the lid is great because you don't want cats running in here and having a party. And so we'll go ahead and take that off, close it up, and you're ready to go. If you work on this, you want to build this up for the next couple months, let's say 2 or 3 months. Then you put another, one last layer of green stuff, which would be like either the grass clippings or the leaves, and then let it sit, and then all you have to do is turn it once a week and add a little water. That'll be ready, and then this pile right here should be ready by the time you're done with this. So that's why you want to have 2 different bins going, because one you can put on the garden and one you can keep adding to. Here's a checklist for easy and successful composting. Get your supplies. Have at least 2 compost bins, buy a garden hoe or shovel to mix it up, and a small sealed container to keep in your kitchen for produce scraps. Know what you can compost. Use produce items such as wilted greens, crunched up eggshells, fruit and veggie peels and cores and rinds, and rotten produce that didn't get eaten up fast enough. Don't add any meat products such as bones or scraps or dairy. And use what you've got on hand in your neighborhood, like leaves, grass clippings, and keep it close by for quick use in layering. So, hopefully, I have inspired you to go and start your own compost pile. Because for me as a chef, I love the fact that I can take all that stuff that you normally throw in the trash, you can actually dump it in here, create some compost, and keep that creative process flowing while putting it and feeding it on your garden. So, get up, go outside, and start your own compost pile.
That was your best one.
Was it?
Yeah. Awesome.